Bonjour Laurent, comment ça va?
En français?
No.
Ça va très bien.
Just decided to start in French because why not? Two Frenchmen, you know, in London seems appropriate.
At least you have a better accent.
I can speak the very French as well, but we.
I prefer that one. I feel much better.
That's okay. Well, we've known each other for quite a while online. It's the second time I believe we meet in person, right?
Yeah.
One is a few months back or a month ago in Asia, in Singapore, all places, never in Paris. One is in London now. We're at Innovate Finance Global Summit 2019. I believe you even spoke here, contributed to a panel, am I correct?
Yeah.
Which panel again?
It was a wrap-up panel at the end of day one on what will be next in the 5 to 10 years. So let's say the key word were post-Brexit, AI,
of course,
this kind of thing. What will be the future?
Okay, we would need 2 hours probably to tackle that with
you
on another
nice
video.
One.
But anyway,
nice one, yeah.
If I step back, I mean, you're very well known in the industry, but could you please tell us more about your work in France, in the fintech world, since the inception in 2015?
Yeah, so we created this event in 2015 for the first edition, 28 January 16. It was a small edition at the time. It was only 700 people, and we had only 100 speakers at this time in 2016. But just to name a few, we had on stage Valentin, CEO of N26. We had Tom, the CEO of Monzo. And we had a small guy named Nicolas, the CEO of Revolut. They were already on my stage in 2016. At this time, they all raised almost nothing. And they all said on stage what they want to be in 3 years. And you guess what? They did it. So we built the event as a competition platform. No one is naive. Fintech wants to compete with the ecosystem, but no one is naive on another sense, which knows that money and the customer trust is still on the side of the incumbents and the big financial institutions. So at the end of the day, 95% of the fintech, or perhaps 90, depending what you count, but want to cooperate with finance incumbents. But they don't want to be like at the zoo. They don't want to be like the bankers come and just select them and give them peanuts for POC or whatever. They want to be treated as equal. They want to be able to discuss at a good level because they have the good ideas. They are the innovators. They are the ones thinking customer first. Even if, unfortunately, they don't have enough money most of the time, even with big millions of the VCs, to make it happen at the global scale. Because the problem of finance industry is to make a small fortune. You need a big fortune first. So what we wanted to do is an event where the fintech ecosystem from all over the world at the top level, so that's why it's a CEO stage only, invite the financial institution ecosystem to come and join, and let's exchange. So we are CEO stage only. This year for the 4th edition, last January, we had 280 speakers from, I think it was almost 45 countries. Mm-hmm. We had in the attendance 75 countries represented. 48% only was French, the rest was all over the world. Of course, UK was a big provider of attendees and also of speakers, because UK is still a big place for finance, definitely, even with a B word. But we had a lot of Germany, a lot of Luxembourg, Belgium, Switzerland, Spain, and a lot of American people, of course. So very spread. We try to have a lot of animation by our partners, so we have lounges, one-to-one meeting for create business. People come for content. We try to have a real top-level content first. For example, no one can pay to speak. It's really an editorial choice. But people come back for business. So what we want is to create for 2 days the best place to do your business for the, it's like you are traveling 6 months, but you do that in 2 days. Everybody's at a good place, only decision maker on stage, on his attendance, from quite equilibrate between fintech, tech provider and financial institution, and of course VCs and media. And it's like a club. We don't want to be the biggest at the point. We just want to be the most exclusive. 2 years in a row, we are sold out, 2,700 attendees. And we'll be the same next year, I'm sure. This year, we close the registration for tickets 10 days before the event. I'm sure next year will be even worse. Just to give you a few insight, we are already 70% sold out for the stands and partnership on booths. So I think people are aware of the success.
So, I mean, congratulations for your achievements already. If we're not talking about the largest, the biggest, maybe we can already say one of the most successful / exclusive. So I think you would agree with that, potentially at least. Where can you take it next then? Because if you already reached that level whereby you've got the CEOs you want, it's a good number, it's quite a good size as well, not too crazy big, but what can you do next? Yes, to make it bigger or more exclusive?
That's a very good question. To be honest, it's tough as an entrepreneur to say, where is my growth? But I built that event. I own it. I built it since day one. It's like my baby. And I built it, the event I wanted to be as a visitor. And I think if I want to pursue only growth, it won't be anymore the event I want to be. I mean, if we have 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, it's another kind of baby, not mine.
So that would compromise your vision for
my
the
vision is a
event.
club. My vision is a place where people can, it's big enough to have diversity of verticals. For example, just to give you an idea, we had this year 180 CEOs of Fintech on stage. 20% were in lending, 15% were in payment, 12% in banking, neobank, 9% in insurtech, 9% in blockchain. So we have a bit of everything.
Nice balance, yeah.
So it's good enough, large enough to have a bit of everybody in verticals, a bit of everybody in countries, but it's small enough to have real interaction. And when you come, you think, oh, I would like to meet this guy. You have a real chance to meet him. When, for example, you see a big CEO of a big bank on my stage, and we had many this year, we had the CEO of BBV, the CEO of Société Générale, the CEO of AXA Group, and so on. And we had Christine Lagarde, International Money Fund managing director. We had 4 ministers of finance. When they came, they didn't stay only 1 hour. They stayed half a day or 1 day. So they meet people. You have a real chance to meet. Anne Kern, the chairman of MasterCard, stayed a full day.
Oh, wow.
So many people meet her, really, for real, exchange card with the staff and so on. So
that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
The goal, I think if I grow, you will lose that. So it's a pity.
You're the Davos of fintech.
To be honest, it's right reward in when I was first interviewed in 2017 after the first edition, when we do the second one. People say, what is your goal? I said to be the Davos of digital finance.
Exactly. And we didn't rehearse that. I want to be very clear. Yeah.
And guess what? The real Davos, not all the things around, but the real Davos is limited to 3,000 guests. The real one, the one where you are invited inside. Yeah, yeah. It's 3,000. So we limit at 2,700, not so far. And right now we still don't have anything around as big as Davos, but we want to be the Davos of digital finance and fintech, for them to work as equal, for long-term relationship. That's why we don't have early stage, it's not really the place. We want people able to understand that working with a financial institution can be long. It's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. I mean, you need to be able to cope with that timing. We need to have also people who have a bit of track record, and we are looking for Series B, Series C, Series D. So we have, for example, this year, 22% of the fintech we put in our selection, we do a book every year on what we do, 22% have raised more than 100 million already. We had, for example, the Mambo CEO is not in that category.
That's following your event.
Yeah. No. In my event, 22%
yes.
of the company I selected have raised more than 100. For example, Nubank from Brazil was there. For example, N26 was there, and so on and so on. So Cabbage and so on. Those guys are quite big guys of the industry today. They are making money and so on. So that's what we try to do. And to answer the first question you ask, yeah, growth will be difficult. As an entrepreneur, it will be for me hard time, but I'm happy as, let's say, a creator of this baby to continue to make it the best for the industry, the most exclusive, where you come and you know why you come. It's an investment to spend your time there 2 days, but you have a big return investment. And to keep that, I need to cap a bit my growth. So it will be, of course, I have other way to grow, like we are doing the second edition of the Paris Finance Week around the Paris Fintech Forum. So that will be another way to make a bit of growth by extending some other side events around. But the event itself will be quite the same place, same venue in the center of Paris, Stock Market Exchange, same number of speakers roughly, same kind of model. So that's what we want to do.
And Paris will remain Paris, so it's always going to be about Paris.
Yeah, even with the issue we had with the cathedral, it's still Paris.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful place to be, but besides being a very romantic and beautiful place, it's also a very interesting economic place for mainland Europe. Of course, UK is a very nice and best place, to be honest, today again, for finance. I mean, the finance ecosystem in London is great. I think today, neither Paris, nor Amsterdam, nor Berlin, no one compete with UK and London. But unfortunately, they decided perhaps to go out. Let's say, seems to be likely. So the rest of Europe has to continue to grow. And definitely Paris has it's a big place for that. So even if we are not a French event, because definitely we have much more international on stage than French, we are at the center of Europe, and we hope everybody wants to come and visit.
You bring a certain je ne sais quoi, a va-va-voom to the equation for people.
It's what we try to do, yeah.
Exactly. I'm really glad we managed to catch up at last properly in London.
Thanks to you.
But hopefully hopefully next time we meet in Paris as well, and we can contribute somehow and work together in some capacity.
Thank you very much for that.
Merci beaucoup pour ton temps, Laurent.
Thank you very much.
À très bientôt.
Between friends.
Merci.
Thank you. Merci.